Okay, so in this video we're going to be doing two different things. We're going to be starting off with expanding double brackets, and then I will do a triple one on the end as well, because actually they're fairly easy once you know what you're doing. So I'm going to do a few different methods just because I know that a lot of teachers do a different range, but to be honest it's just what works for you. Okay, as long as everything from one bracket multiplies with everything in the other bracket, you should get the right answer. Okay, it's normally the second part, the simplifying, that goes wrong. Okay, so the first method we're going to do is a smiley face. This is the method that I always teach my classes to start off with, just because I like drawing a smiley face. So I'm going to be doing lots of lines. Okay, so these are just telling me which things I've got to multiply first. Okay, and it's really important that you do multiply everything at this point. So we've got x multiplied by x. Okay, that gives us x squared. Okay, and then we do the next one. So I'm doing the back ones now. 1 multiplied by 3 is just going to be positive 3. Then I'm going to do 1 times by x, which is just x. You can write 1x, but again, it just saves you a bit of time and you don't need to write the 1. And the last one, 3 times x, which is 3x. Okay, and then I'm going to add the eyes in to make the smiley face. Okay, so at that moment, we've multiplied out. Now you should always have 4 terms at this point, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't, then you'll likely have gone wrong somewhere, or that you've just missed one out, okay? So just make sure that you've checked. So I'm just going to recheck just to show you. So the first one there is multiplied with that one, and it's multiplied with the 3, and the 1 is multiplied with the 3, and it's multiplied with the x, okay? So I've just checked that everything is multiplied together. The next bit you do need to simplify, okay? So we've only got x squared on its own, so that's just going to stay the same. Okay, and again, we've only got 3 on its own as well, so that will just stay the same as well. You'll see why I've put that at the end in a moment. Okay, but these ones can be simplified. Okay, so we're just going to be collecting the like terms. So we've got 1x plus another 3x, so 1 add 3 gives us 4, so it'd be plus 4x. Okay, now the reason why I do it in that order is generally with, these are called polynomials, you do have the highest power at the beginning, then the next one, and then the one with no powers at the end. Okay, you wouldn't get the wrong answer if you did put the 3 there, so if you feel like that's better for you, then you can, but obviously it's your decision. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Another way is a thing called FOIL. Okay, so FOIL means the front ones, the outside ones, inside, and the last. Okay, so the front ones mean the front terms at both brackets. So this would be the front ones. Okay, so x times x would give me x squared. Outside ones, so that's the outside of this bracket and that's the outside of that bracket. So this is the outside. Okay, so x times 1 would just give us 1x. Inside are these bits here. That's really irritating me because I've got 2 eyes. Okay, so negative 5 times x would give us negative 5x. Okay, and then we've got the last ones. Okay, which is negative 5 times positive 1, which just gives us negative 5. Okay, so I'm just going to write it how I did it here. So we've got x squared plus x minus 5x minus 5. Okay, and again we do need to simplify it, so the x squared would stay as it is and the negative 5 would stay as it is, but it's these bits here we need to simplify. Just be careful with your negatives. So we've got 1x subtract 5x. If you think of a number line, 1 would be here and 0 would be in the middle. So you'd be going back 5 times, which would be negative 4x. Okay, and that's the answer. So we're going to do another one. Okay, now these sorts of questions seem to be coming up a bit more often, and a lot of people just do x times x, or x squared, and then minus 4 squared. Okay, but again, we do need to do it how we've just done it. Now, if it's just squared, it means that this is just being multiplied by itself. Okay, so the way to write it would be just to write out that bracket twice. Okay, and then you can do it whichever method that you've been doing. So I'm going to stick with the smiley face. So x times x is x squared. Minus 4 times minus 4, be careful with the negative ones. So a negative multiplied with that negative would give you a positive, so it'd be positive 16. Okay, then negative 4 times x would be negative 4x. And again, x times negative 4 would be another negative 4x. Okay, then we simplify. So x squared, negative 4x take away another 4x would be negative 8x. And then we've got the plus 16 on the end. Okay, and the last one is just a slightly bit more difficult because obviously now I've added a number in front of the x, but again you just do it exactly the same way. So 3x times x would give us, so x times x would be x squared, so just because it's got a 3 there just means that you would have 3x squared. Positive 1 multiplied by negative 4, just negative 4. Positive 1 times x would just be x. Okay, now this one we know it's going to be an x, it's just the number in front. So we've got positive 3 multiplied by negative 4. So 3 times 4 would be 12 and it would be negative. Okay, so if you've got a positive multiplied with a negative sign, it would become negative. And then again we've got to simplify. So 1 subtract 12 would be negative 11. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn over. I'm going to do one triple bracket now. Okay, so triple brackets aren't difficult. The key is just to focus on 2 brackets at a time. Okay, and I'm going to start with a really nice question to begin with. Oh. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just going to focus on the first 2 brackets that I see. Okay, so I'm going to multiply these 2 just like how I've just been doing. Okay, so again, I'm doing the smiley face. X times x is x squared. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. 1 multiplied by x is 1x, or just x. And x times 2 is 2x. Okay, and then we simplify it. So 1x plus 2x is 3x. So it would be x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to put brackets around it just so it's ready for the next bit that I'm going to do. Okay, so again, I've just focused on these 2 brackets first, I've expanded them, then I've simplified them. Okay, but I can't forget that I do need to multiply what we've just worked out with the last bracket. Okay, this is the hard bit. So what I would do is, I would multiply the first term with these 2, then the second term with those 2, and then the third term with these 2, okay? And if you've got 3 terms here and 2 terms here, you're going to have 6 at the end, okay, not 4. So, x squared times x is x cubed, okay? And then I'm going to do x squared times by 3, that's 3x squared. Okay, so that x squared is multiplied with both of those. So that means I can now focus on the 3x. 3x times x gives me 3x squared. And then again, this needs to multiply with the 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and then we've got the x with it, so it'd be 9x. And then we can focus on the 2. So 2 times x is just 2x. And then 2 times 3 gives us 6. Okay, and again, we've got 6 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we've got to simplify it, okay? So there's only one x cubed, so that just stays as it is. We've got these 2x squares. We've got a 3x squared and a 3x squared. So them added together would be 6x squared. Then we've got two lots of x's, so we've got 9x plus 2x, and 9 add 2 is 11, so it'd be 11x. And then we've got the 6 on the end. Okay, so it's just making sure that you do it step by step.